Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pitch Talk. Today, it's about who is going to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool at the end of the season. We all know Jurgen Klopp has handed in the resignation and will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. This video is about looking at who is the best candidate for the job. So, there were a number of coaches on the radar and still are, but they've narrowed it down to three likely, most likely managers to potentially take over from Klopp. We all know Xabi Alonso turned down the Liverpool and Bayern Munich job based on his thoughts of staying at Leverkusen another season, wanting to achieve more glory and competing in the Champions League. Whether I agree with his mindset or not, I don't know. But yeah, Xabi Alonso is out the race, and we have narrowed it down to three potential major coaches. So the first one is Julian Nagelsmann. We all know him from Bayern Munich, what he did there. Now he is competing internationally, Germany. Not a bad coach, young. He's already achieved silverware with Bayern Munich. He has the mindset and the experience in the Champions League to be able to take Liverpool all the way. Very good coach, but not the best. His all-rounder philosophy and techniques just don't seem to suit Liverpool. He doesn't have the heavy metal, high intensity, from first to 90th minute pressing philosophy the way Jurgen Klopp does. And on top of it, he does not seem completely convinced on the job based on the fact that he is also German, just like Klopp, and he will continuously be compared to Jurgen Klopp until he achieves what Klopp did. So for him, I can't see it happening. Maybe he could potentially be the coach after the next coach to come in for Liverpool, but for now, it doesn't seem likely that he would come. And on top of it all, the Euros only finish in July, and we all know the Premier League kicks off in August. So a month to get to know the players and everything else, it just doesn't seem likely. So I'm going to cross Julian Nagelsmann off the list. I don't see that happening. Next up was Roberto De Zerbi, Brighton. We all know him. Phenomenal coach, phenomenal, brilliant. There's not many other words to describe what Roberto De Zerbi did at Brighton. He took them to Europe for the first time in forever, and that's a huge accomplishment for a infrastructure and financial stability of a team like Brighton. It's a phenomenal achievement to be able to take them through to Europe and actually compete. He's done a brilliant job. He continuously surprises teams in the Premier League, and his attacking style, his philosophy, the way he plays the game, the way he gets his boys to play, is a very similar way to Jurgen Klopp. It's high intensity, it's continuous pressing, it's continuous counter attacks, and it's strong defensive structure. He's, for me, the perfect candidate for Liverpool, if I'm being honest. The perfect. He suits the style of the Kop. I know the Liverpool fans will love his way of playing. Absolutely love it. And he just seems the perfect fit. He ticks all the boxes. He really does. Everything that Jurgen Klopp has instilled in the mindset and game of Liverpool, Roberto De Zerbi ticks those boxes. He's a very similar type of manager, and I believe if he had the players that Jurgen Klopp currently has, he would be competing for championships too. He has that ability. He has experience in the Premier League. He now has experience in Europe. It's not the Champions League, but it is still Europe. Getting to Europe, any stage of it, is a big achievement. And it's always more impressive when you have a smaller team, if you want to call it that. So for me, Roberto De Zerbi ticks all the boxes. He is the perfect candidate. But the man who seems to be on top of the list at the moment, the outright every Liverpool fan wants, is Ruben Amorim, Sporting Lisbon. This guy has performed a miracle out in Portugal. Guys, don't get me wrong, the Portuguese league and the Premier League are two very different leagues. But to do what he's doing in Portugal, phenomenal achievement. Sporting Lisbon have always been the number three team, if you want to say that, for the last 20 odd years in the Portuguese league. It's always been Porto and Benfica, always competing in Champions Leagues, competing for the titles. It's always been. This man has managed to take Sporting to a league win already to lift the trophy, and on top of it, he is on his way to his second potential league title. He's doing wonders out there. His unique playing style, if you want to call it that, he does a 3-4-3 formation, and it works. He has become one of the most feared managers in the world. He has managed to bring youngsters, players from different leagues, lower leagues, into his team and build a phenomenal team. He's brought in Victor Gyökeres. Now, not many of you know who that is. He came from Coventry in the UK. Coventry, a very low down team, lower leagues, and he's made him one of the most feared strikers in the world, in the whole of Europe. He's one of the most feared strikers. He has played 25 games this season, scored 22 goals and 10 assists. Those numbers are competing with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland. Brilliant numbers from a striker that played for Coventry. He has the mindset of youngsters and high intensity football. He's a very similar manager to Jurgen Klopp and Roberto De Zerbi. So these three, they really have a very similar mindset in how they build their players up, start them from young, high intensity, high pressure, and never giving less than 100%, because that is what is the minimum expectation at Liverpool. Giving 100% on the field, 90 minutes straight. This man has built it into his team as if it's a machine and you're busy building in the formulas for it. That's what this man has done. He's built in that mindset into his sporting team, and that's why they're competing at the levels they're competing at. So he is young. He's not an old manager. He doesn't have huge experience, but he has taken his team to a league title already, to Europe, and it looks like he's going to do it for a second season. So he can be a very good replacement for Jurgen Klopp. He really could. The thing I like about him is he takes his younger players. He doesn't do older players. It's always youngsters, 25 and under. And one or two players maybe over the age of 25, 26. The rest are young. He has the mindset of building players and not just bringing in big names or older men with more experience. And that will work at Liverpool. We have many youngsters for this man to develop and build up. We got Connor Bradley, Trent Alexander-Arnold. You know, there's a list of the youngsters that are in our first team right now. Harvey Elliott, Kelleher, so we got so many. It would work so well for this man. So he is the top candidate right now. I would like to think that if not Roberto De Zerbi or Ruben Amorim, I would like Pep Linders. I really would, guys. Pep Linders. Who better than Jurgen Klopp's apprentice, if you want to call him that? Jurgen Klopp's backbone. Jurgen Klopp's shoulder to cry on. Pep Linders is the hero behind the scenes, the mastermind of the counter pressing. The man made a book based on the counter press and how to counter attack. A 300-page novel on how to counter attack. He knows everything there is to know about Jurgen Klopp. He knows Liverpool, and he does so much work behind the scenes. He could be the light in the dark room. He really could. Nobody's looking at Pep Linders right now, and I think if there is a manager to take over that we're not willing to go outside of England for, I think Pep Linders. If it's not Roberto De Zerbi from England, keep Pep in there and let him do what he needs to do. He knows Liverpool. He knows the feel. Everybody knows him. He will just continue the philosophies already built by Jurgen Klopp. Guys, for me, Roberto De Zerbi, Pep Linders, those are my two topics. Ruben Amorim is the number one pick at the moment. And then don't forget about Julian Nagelsmann. Guys, let me know who's going to be the next Liverpool manager. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll check you guys soon. Ciao, guys.